Check 1 2, check 1 2. What's going on? Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay out there. It is Saturday. Welcome to Circle Talk for this week. I'm really excited. I know you guys hear that a lot when I go live. I'm really excited, but today I'm really excited to talk to someone that got some mad skills when it comes to performing, singing. His riffs are flawless. This man is the truth when it comes to picking up that mic and laying it down to when it comes to those harmonies and the things that he does with his talents. So I'm really excited to get into it and talk to Mr. Zach Day. A little history. I seen him on TikTok. Yes, I ventured to TikTok every once in a blue moon. Yes, I was on TikTok and I seen him doing a riff with side by side with the guy that had created a beat. And he was doing his thing to it, his own thing. And when I listened to it, I had to rewind and listen to it again, and then rewind and listen to it again. And I tried it a couple times, and so I had to rewind and listen to it again. And I was like, man, that dude is got skills. And so after that, I checked in and did my work, dug in and realized that he had been around a long time. He has a lot of talent. He's been on The Voice. He was on The Voice last year, actually. He was in American Idol. He's got his own music that he's doing. He's got his music page. He's doing so much right now. He's actually in California right now, getting ready for a show that he's doing in a few days. So the man is extremely busy, and I'm really excited to have him be a part of Circle Talk today. But before we get into bringing him on, I want to make a quick shout out to our sponsors. First off, I want to say ashata.com. If anybody in the is locally looking for any pictures, whether they're wedding, anniversary, graduation, senior photos, or just family portraits like the one behind me, hit up Mr. Marvin Patterson at ashata.com. He'll get you done. Both of these pictures, like I said, were taken by him, and he does an amazing job. So hit him up. We want to go Icon ENT, my guy, Junior Thomas. Thank you so much for continuing to support and be a part of the movement. I'm really excited for things that are coming up in 2022 with us and everything that's been going on in 2021. So Icon ENT, you guys continue to be a part of the movement. Let's go. And then finally, my girl Zakia Nicole at the Chaya Movement. She actually has an event that she's doing today. It's actually just ended, but hopefully everything went well with her event where people is basically her event was you bring in items that you don't want and you can grab stuff off of the racks that you do want. So it's all about trying to help people get things that they don't necessarily have the money to get to. You bring in your old clothing, you get new clothing. How cool is that? You know what I'm saying? And so shout out to the Chaya Movement and everything that's going on with them. If anybody wants any information from any one of our sponsors, please hit me up and I'll get it to you. So without further ado, I don't want to keep anybody waiting. You know me, I like to make sure my guest is taken care of. So with that, let's bring in Zach Day and let's have this conversation, y'all. I see you dancing.
Hey.
What's going on, my brother? How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. I'm in my rental car right
Yes.
now. So it kind of looks silly, but I'm pulled off. I'm safe. I'm not
Yeah.
driving. So just everyone's clear on that. But yeah, I'm good. I'm just landed in LA this morning, and I've kind of been it's like 80 degrees here or
Wow.
something today. So I'm like, okay, loving that. Because this morning
Yes.
when I left from Nashville, it was like 30 something. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no, that's not for me. I want to be where
Right.
it's
Right.
warm. Okay. So I'm happy to be here. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Well, I really do appreciate. I know that your life has kind of been everywhere, kind of moving and grooving. Like you said, you had 3 performances this week. And you're getting ready for another
Hmm.
performance and so much other things happening, meeting with your possibly about to work on your signing and which way you're going as far as your label go. So you're a busy man, and I appreciate you making the time for this interview. And so yeah, man, thank you so much. So
Yeah,
I don't want to keep you
absolutely.
waiting. Let's get into the conversation. If anyone out there that is watching has any questions for this man, please go ahead and drop them. Otherwise, I got a lot to say. So let's get into it. So let's start off. Let's start about your upbringing, man. How did it all start? Where are you? Where are you originally from? How was the family life? Let's talk about it.
Sure, yeah. So, I'm a Kentucky boy. So I grew up in southeastern Kentucky on a little farm. So yeah, if you saw The Voice or anything like that, I think I talked about it a little bit. But yeah, I just grew up on a little farm. So we had like a pony named Smokey. He's still alive, by the way. He's got to be like, gosh, 20 something years
Wow.
obut and then we had like chickens and cows and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Little goats. I love them. Uh, but yeah, we would just kind of hang out there. But I think that's where like my kind of knack for music came, because there wasn't really much to do
Right.
besides like, I mean, work, I guess, you know
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean? But it wasn't like we had a lot of entertainment in my town, to be honest. So,
Mhm.
yeah, me and my two best friends growing up, we would just kind of skip the bus and teach each other how to sing,
Oh wow.
and that was very fun for all
Of
of us.
course.
I mean, I was probably not the best student. I was always like smart, but I like didn't want to go to school because I wanted to just like sing or
Yeah.
just do
Yeah.
like silly stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like go to school, but we would kind of do that sometimes. And then when we would go to school, the bus driver would be like, "Hey, you guys want to sing for us?" And so me and my two best friends would be in the back doing like three-part harmony like songs in like
Tight.
sixth, seventh grade for the whole
Yeah.
bus. Yeah, and they would be like, "Okay." So it was like we kind of grew up like teaching each other how to sing and like doing whatever we had to do to help each other sound better. We knew we had
Mhm.
something and we were like, okay, so what can we do to make you sound good? So like
Yeah.
we really leaned into these like nuances of like um what we need to do to make each other sound good. Like, okay, don't do any vibrato there. Let's just do like a straight tone, like I lock in those chords. In like seventh grade, I mean, I feel like we were just like there's probably something to do with like the gospel music that we were raised up
Okay.
with, or that
Yeah. Yeah.
bluegrass music, bluegrass musicians are like the best musicians, so
Yeah.
they're like it's just that's just what we grew up with, so we'd be on the
Right.
porch just doing that for weeks at a time. But yeah, I mean that's it. And then I was just kind of doing that up through all throughout school and high
Yeah.
school. And then when I went to college, I went to Morehead State, which is actually where I met some of our mutual friends,
Yeah.
Mackenzie,
Yeah.
Thomas, who's on The Voice, Holly
Yeah.
Forbes, who's on The
Absolutely.
Voice now. Yeah, we can get into all that too, but yeah, that's the
Phenoms.
basis of it for
Yeah.
sure. Oh yeah.
So you don't have, so nobody in your family sang, or was it just you? Do your parents have voices too?
Well, my mom, I remember her singing Stupid Cupid and Strawberry Wine all the
Yeah.
time. And then I remember my dad picked up the guitar and kind of played Wildfire, and then that was it. But like
Yeah.
my aunt was a really good singer. My mom's sister, she was always like my music inspiration, just such a good singer, and she would show us. Like I remember I went downstairs once and found like cassette tapes of like the Carpenters and like Mamas and the Papas, but I also found some like really cool like Nirvana, Black Eyed Peas, and like a RuPaul cassette
Yeah.
tape or something like random like. But that was just a really eclectic, different type of
Yeah.
music that like opened my mind to like what
Right.
kind of music I liked. Um, so yeah, and then my sister Courtney is a really good singer. So eventually, whenever I got a little bit older, she kind of joined our little trio at that
Yeah.
point, and so she's. I mean, it's just really crazy that like my two best friends and my sister growing up are just like some of the best singers that I know. It's like, how does that
Yeah.
happen? It's just like
Right.
just naturally, I guess, who you're raised around or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's the family for sure.
That's cool. That's cool. So when did you actually really, really, truly say, you know what, I could really do something with this? Because I mean, like I remember when I was like you, I had a bunch of friends that I used to hang out with, and we used to sing. Sometimes we didn't go to classes; we had just hang out and sing. Like you said, my mom, she sang in the choir
Mm-hmm.
at church. My dad played the guitar. We had some similarities there. And so for me, I was like, well, I really love singing, but can I do something with it? I don't really know. When did it finally go off? The light finally go off, and you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna pursue this and make it, bigger than what it really is.
Sure. Well, I always had dreams of it, of course, but growing up in like southeastern Kentucky and like a really, really small town, I was always just like, well, I'm gonna have to move to Hollywood or something. Like I always had that in my mind that I was gonna have to probably leave if I wanted to actually be a singer, but I
Right.
also actually, if I'm gonna be honest, I always thought that's what I was gonna do. Like I
Oh,
knew I was
really?
gonna have something to do with entertainment
Yeah.
because I mean, from the time I was little, I was like a ham for the camera. Like I would have filmed myself and take pictures, and I was like, I loved like pop culture. So like even as like a little boy, I was like watching, like I could tell you facts about like anything you want to know about like people on TV or like
Yeah.
singers or celebrities or models or fashion or anything like that. I was like, I was
Okay.
so invested in that stuff. I mean, like Paris Hilton and them were like, I loved them. Like that's really crazy. But I like had fantasies about coming to LA as a little boy. So,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
But I think the first time that I was like, I guess I could actually do something with it was maybe when I started picking up guitar when I was about 15 or 16.
Okay.
I picked up the guitar and started writing songs, and then I started getting paid to sing at different places when I was about 15 or 16. So once I started getting paid something to go out there and sing, I was like, oh, well then let's do this because I'm gonna get
Okay.
paid to do it and I like it, you know. So
Oh, you gonna
if
pay me
I'm
for
getting
this?
paid, I'll all right. I'll be there if you
Yeah.
run me my check. So, but no, that's just kind of like I guess that's when it's kind of like, okay, this could be something. And then I mean, I remember like my mom and my aunt and all of them being like, "No, like you're actually good. Like you're not just like okay, like you're actually kind of good. Like you should
Right.
do
Right.
choir." And I was like, "Okay." So yeah, and then once I got into college, I really started taking it seriously. So I've actually only really been trying to kind of do music as a profession probably for like maybe 10 years, but
Okay.
I've been really, really going hard for the past like 10 years for sure. Like absolutely trying to hone my skills the
Yeah.
best that I can, um, and see what I can do.
So let me ask you this, man. We had talked about a little bit, and I think right now is a good time to kind of throw this in here. Um, Through school, obviously, you said you felt like this was something that you could do, and you started to perfect it, hang around with friends more, and you guys perfected it together. At any time when you was in high school, middle school, whenever the case may be, when you really started to do singing, were you ever given flack because you were the choir boy, or anything like that? Did you deal with any flack for that?
Yeah, oh, definitely. School is hard. Everybody knows that. I think for everybody probably, you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And so like um I was always like I said, I was always different than everyone that I was around. So I was always really focused on like all these other things.
Hmm.
And growing up in Kentucky myself was never easy. Like people don't know because I've kind of taken down all these pictures, but when I was like in middle school and high school, I had like long straight black hair. I was like really chubby. I was like just this really flamboyant, like but also just really I've always thought I was like nice and friendly, but that
Yeah.
people will notice that and jump all over it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They want to tear that down because if you walk in with a smile on your face and you're happy with who you are, people want to be like, no, not on my watch, and
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
what? So, but yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely is something that I dealt with a lot. I mean, I would come home and talk about it a little bit, but honestly, when I started really focusing on like honing my skills in music and stuff, I started just kind of letting all that other stuff go. Like I
Mhm.
wasn't worried about what other people thought so much because I was like, yeah, but the one thing you can't take away from me is the fact that I'm good at
Yeah.
singing or whatever, like I know I'm good. Like you can say whatever you want, but you can't
Yeah.
ever say that I'm not a good singer or something like
Absolutely.
that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm like, that's hard to think for yourself. Sometimes you got to have other people telling you that. Like Zach,
Yeah.
they can say whatever they want, and that's also none of your business what they think about you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But what they can't say is that you're not talented, because you
Yeah,
are, and like you know it. So
absolutely.
that's something they can't take away from you. So I would just say try to just find whatever it is that you're good at, and really just lean into it, and it'll pay off in the end, because that's what's important. And then surrounding yourself by people that can lift you up and support you, and remind you just how like special you are and how good
Yeah,
you are and how much they enjoy being around you for you. That's what I
absolutely.
had to learn. I mean, it's never easy, but I'm really glad, and I'm also lucky that I have just found like those really good friends and really good family that supported me forever.
That's awesome. So let's talk about your tour into Morehouse after high school got finished. Did
Morehead.
you Morehead, sorry about that, Morehead. Did you I don't know why I said that. I'm kind of brand new.
Okay.
um
That's all right.
so did you get a full ride to Morehead, or did you how'd that all work?
Well, I actually went to Morehead, and I did get a scholarship to go to Morehead for music. I auditioned as I guess I was doing a vocal. I was a vocalist, I guess. Is that so?
Yeah,
I got a scholarship for
awesome.
singing there. But I ended up leaving there after a couple years because, well, after I did American Idol, I came back, and I was like, oh, I really want to go like full into just
Yeah,
trying to do like my own music. I didn't
right.
want to be like a choir teacher or something like that anymore. I was like, oh no, I can do this, because like that was my first time on a plane, was
Yeah,
coming out here to do Hollywood Week during
yeah.
American Idol
Wow.
years
That's
ago.
crazy.
And like I said, I had grown up dreaming about coming out here, so getting to do that and be around like so many talented singers and stuff. By the time I came back here, even though I got eliminated, I wasn't even sad. I was just like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna be a rock star. Like I'm just as good as any of those people. I made it just as far as them. I'm 18 years
Absolutely.
old, and I
Yeah,
was making it further than half these people. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna like focus on getting better. Yeah.
I think that's pretty amazing too, man. Think about 18 years old and you just going up there scared but confident in your abilities, and you making it to Hollywood week, and then realizing it doesn't stop. You just got to keep on pushing, and just because you didn't make it to the next round after that doesn't necessarily mean you're you're not talented. It just means they don't necessarily have a
Right.
platform for you that at that time. You there's a lot of people that get kicked off of these shows that create their own. They do better on their own than actually being on these shows. And so that's one thing
Oh,
that I
definitely.
really try and stress, to anyone that is afraid to at least get out here and at least try the competitions. Give it a shot. I mean, you never know exactly who you are or what you're going to become without giving it a try. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, so I've gone through a couple of these shows now, like American Idol and The Voice more
Right.
recently. But yeah, I mean, when I was like 15 or 16, I auditioned for American Idol and didn't make it past the cattle call round.
Right.
Have you ever done any of those?
I only one that I've ever done. I did America's Got Talent. That was like not really the platform for me, but I did it, and
Yeah.
I made it to one round, and then after that I was done. It's like
Right.
they're look
Yeah. You never know. Well, that's pretty cool, because America's Got Talent, it's not just singing. There's a bunch of other stuff
right,
too. So
absolutely. You're going
that's
up against
impressive to
so
me.
many
But
different varieties of talent. There's all kinds of talent that you're trying to
yeah,
compete against, and so you know. But I gave it a shot.
right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's so yeah. I did it when I was like 15 or 16. Didn't make it past the first round. Same with the Voice. I think I did that once or twice when I was like a teenager, high school, and
Right,
then yeah, and then I was like, I'm not doing those again, because I was like, it hurt my feelings. I think when I was like that young and I didn't make it,
right.
I was like, I'm not doing that. But then I did this like talent show at Disney World that I won, and it let me cut to the front of the line at the American Idol
Oh
audition.
wow.
And so that gave me an excuse to be like, well, I got this thing that lets me it's kind of like a guaranteed, oh, you're going to get to audition. Okay. So it was like, I guess I'll go. And I made it. But like the week before, I had gotten an email from The Voice asking me to come back, and I did that audition, and they turned me down the week before I got accepted to the next round or on American Idol. So it's just like, you just never know. And
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I think they're fun. I think they're really a good experience. I mean, obviously, I came back from American Idol and was just like, well, you know what? Like, I got a lot of growing to do. But that was like some of the first times that I'd heard, like, I got all yeses from the judges, and like I heard a lot of constructive feedback from like Harry Connick Jr. and like just having like Keith Urban was in my corner like the whole time I was on the show, and like Jennifer Lopez, just, you know, all these people just like saying like really nice complimentary things about me at 18 years old. Like, I was just like, okay, like that's cool. Like I needed to hear that, I think, because there was a point where I was like, I don't even know if I'm good enough. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a good experience for me.
So let's talk about The Voice. I mean, how was The Voice last year? I mean, you was with John Legend. I mean, he's like one of my faves. I mean, I know a lot of people say that, but anytime I do any type of karaoke or singing, there's always a John Legend song that is asked, yo, can you sing this song? So, I mean, I know a little bit about John Legend. How was that though for you?
Okay. Let's get lifted. That's my song. No, it was awesome. I had a great time. It was a long journey. It was like a very long process, I guess, from the beginning to when I eventually got cut from the show. But it was really fun. It was another one of those moments where I was like, I don't think I had no plans on doing anything like that. But and I was in college, and I was performing a lot around Kentucky. I was singing background vocals for different local bands, and I was doing a lot of jingles, and I was writing songs for other people, and I was doing my thing.
You was busy.
Very, very busy. And it was cool. I did a 24-hour project in college. It was an EP, 5 songs that I wrote, recorded, and edited, all like in my kitchen in 24 hours. Put that on Spotify. So that was like my first kind of thing that I ever put online as far as like music release. And then I was doing my Instagram videos and YouTube and all that stuff. This is before TikTok, you know. But I was just kind of trying to grow whatever following that I could with what I had. And it was going well. I was having a good time. I was booked and I was busy. But then I saw my friend Mackenzie did The Voice and got really far. And I was just like, wow, that's awesome. Like, look at her. Like, she got to work with Jennifer Hudson, and like that's so cool. And now she's like doing her thing or whatever. And I was like, that's inspiring. And I got an email from The Voice. I think they saw me on Instagram or something, and they were like, hey, we're having auditions in Louisville. Would you like to come? And it's basically like a private audition. And I was like thinking, well, I don't know if I want to be, because I had transferred schools at that time, and I was going to be an American Sign Language interpreter. And I love it. I love sign language, and I love the deaf community and everything. But I was just like, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but like, listen, my friend Mackenzie did it. She made it really far. She got to live her dream for a minute. The worst that could happen is, okay, I come back and I finish school. Best thing that could happen, I get to work with someone that I idolize, Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, who knows, you know what I mean? Any of these people. So why not see what I can get from it? See what they have to say to me. You know what I mean? And so I went, and it was just a couple of days later. I drove up to Louisville and went to the audition, and next thing you know, not really next thing you know, it was months later, but after a little minute, I finally got to go out to LA and spend some time and do my thing.
And I don't know if anybody has said this before. I don't know how many interviews you've done after the show, but me personally, I thought you won that battle. And that's just, I mean, I listened to it. I'm just like, a lot of the song leaned more towards his genre. And to me, I think it's expected for him to sound the way that he sound. A lot of people weren't
Yeah.
expecting you to come out and be right there with them. And to me, I would have definitely went with you, man. I mean, just cause, you know what I'm saying? And that's just my personal opinion.
Well, I appreciate that.
I thought you was flawless. I thought you did your thing for sure, bro. So
thank
that's
you.
just
Listen,
off the
I
record.
was thank you. I was definitely, it was a hard time because I think that what everybody doesn't see is that like all the auditions leading up to just the blind audition, I had been playing my guitar and doing I mean, if anyone has seen my TikToks, y'all know that I just take my guitar and I do like these really cool, like unplugged versions of these songs my way. And so I had been auditioning with Weak by SWV, but doing it my way, like this whole time.
Right.
And I think that's what the producers liked. And I think that's what the casting agent and everybody liked was that. So when I got to the blinds, the band was like, okay, Zach, like you can play guitar if you want, or you can not, and just we'll play. And the coaches can't see you anyway, so whatever makes you more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, I just want to sound as good as I can, so I chose not to play my guitar, which I think kind of bit me in the butt because from then on out, I was just seen as more of like, oh, he's like this guy from a farm, like this little gay country boy that can sing riffs and runs and sing like R&B songs, which is cute for the story. But, I consider myself to be more of like a folk singer at heart. So I think it really did put me in this R&B category, and me choosing John, because I guess he would be considered more of a soulful or R&B singer. But I thought he might be able to take what I can do and really just like bring it forward a little bit more instead of just kind of them putting me in this like R&B box. So when they gave me Adorn by Miguel, and then I was just like, like what? Okay, I'm gonna do what I can, and I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I kind of knew right then when they gave me Adorn and put me up against Mike, who's amazing, but I would consider him to be an R&B singer himself. So like that's right up his wheelhouse, right? Whereas like if it was me, if they were catering it toward me, it'd be like, okay, I would get my guitar and sing like a Jewel song or like a Joni Mitchell song or like a Dolly Parton song, but make it more soulful or something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
I mean, you could see it, bro.
I knew I was like,
you could see it, like, and to me, I thought about that the whole time as I'm watching. That song is totally the song you could see him singing that all day, every day. I mean, and not to say that you couldn't sing that song, because you have the voice to sing any song you want. You know what I'm saying? You can do a R&B, you can do a country, you can do a pop, you can get away with those things because your voice is versatile. You're not a one-trick pony. But that song,
thank you,
to me it's as R&B as it can be. I mean, it's hard to change it to see it in a country feel. You would have to basically change the whole song, for it to fit in.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was thinking about it. If they were like, okay, Zach, here's your song. You're going to sing Adorn, but do it however you want. I would take my guitar and I would make some arrangement, and it would sound like, okay, this is what Zach sounds like singing Adorn, and I'd be fine with that. Absolutely. But just having to do it just like the radio, just like the track, same key, like same everything, just me on a mic. I'm like, okay, like I'll do it, but no, it went really well. Like, I mean, during all of that, me and Mike came up with the arrangement. We came up with the harmonies and stuff really quick. I mean, that's my wheelhouse too, is just like arranging a cool harmony to something. And then we rehearsed for John several times, and he was always very complimentary toward me, and never had anything bad to say, except for that he thought I looked nervous or something sometimes. I was like, well, I am a little bit nervous, but I'll be all right. And then like we got to sing it for Ella May, she's like the boot up. And I got to hang with her for a little bit, and
that's cool.
She was cool. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I kind of knew I was probably going to lose whenever I didn't really get much feedback, because like he was getting more feedback than I was. They were like, Zach, you were good. Mike, here, try this, try that. Zach, you were really good though. And then I'm just like, so I got nothing to work with. Okay.
That sucks.
Okay. You
That
know.
sucks.
So it's like at that point, it's like, what do you want to do? Like, there's probably some strategy, but I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the compliment, I
Right,
guess. Like, I was like, nothing. Like, give me some notes, but
right, right.
it's all good, man.
So, so,
Yeah, I was happy with it.
so overall competition. You know, The Voice, Idol, America's Got Talent, whatever the case may be. What would you want to tell these young and upcoming performers that are questioning where they are going with their vocal abilities or their musicality on whatever it is that they do? What is one thing that you can tell them when it comes to these competitions that's going to be helpful?
If you're gonna do it, go into it and know that you're auditioning for a reality TV show, which
Mm,
I've always been a fan of reality TV.
mm,
Survivor is my favorite show in the world.
yeah.
But you have to go into it knowing that you're not necessarily going to get cast on this show if you're a great singer. It's going to come
Mm,
down to a lot of factors more than just a good voice. You've got to have a good, compelling personality, some type of story, probably. And also, it's not going to springboard you to instant stardom. It's like definitely what you do with your platform that you're going to have to build from this show
yeah.
and then build it for yourself. Because once it's done, they've already got the next season cast halfway before you're even done. You know what I mean? Like they've already got the
Absolutely.
next season ready to go. As soon as the TV show wraps, it's like, bye. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's
Wow.
just TV. So I would just say, just be prepared for that. And then be prepared to work really hard afterwards if you want anything to pay off from it. I was an early boot on The Voice, in my opinion. I mean, I made it on a team. I did it. I did what I had to do, but I didn't make it as far as some people. You know what I mean? I was an
Yeah.
early out. Um, but I think it was what I did after that has really proven my work ethic, which I've
Yeah.
always had. But it's just like, okay, now you can, if you wanted, if I wanted to, I could have just taken that experience for what it was and said that was great, and then just like did nothing else. You know what I mean? But no,
Mhm.
I immediately moved to Nashville as soon as I was eliminated. Before anything even aired on TV, I moved to Nashville and had stuff lined up, booked out. I was telling them, look, I'm getting ready to be on The Voice. Like, you're going to want to book me. Like, I
Preparing
was doing
yourself.
my
Yeah.
own booking right away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always been doing that, but I knew that I had like a limited amount of time that I was going to be on TV. So I was like, let me get as much from this as I can. I moved to
Absolutely.
Nashville. Pandemic happened like 2 weeks afterwards. So all my stuff was canceled because I lived in
Yeah.
Nashville by myself and the pandemic happened. But then right after that, I got this opportunity to live in this beautiful studio apartment in Nashville, and they paid my rent for a full year just to
Wow.
make posts on Instagram about music
That's
and
cool.
tag them. And so that was really great. It allowed me to like really focus on making content, making TikToks, making Instagram videos, building a following, and um, and then I was just like, you know what? Okay, I got to get on TikTok now. This is where it's at. Oh, I need
Mhm.
to go collaborate with this person because they're getting ready to be on The Voice or like whatever. It's just like you have to just like put in the work. I was playing every night in Nashville that I could for free, just to kind of get my feet wet there and get a name for
Yeah. Yeah.
myself. I was saving up, saving as much money as I could so that I could come out here to LA or go to New York or wherever I had to go. Anywhere that wanted to book me, I would go play it. So yeah, it's just been a lot of work. But now I think looking at my like social media and stuff, I've grown so much in
Yeah.
my following just because of the work that I did. Even though I was an early out on The Voice, well, I'm still out here just showing up and proving that I'm a force to be reckoned with, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
You didn't sit back and
But it's just
allow.
because,
It's like you said. You didn't sit back
right,
and
exactly.
allow being a quick out to ruin you. You used it as a catapult into your what you truly wanted, and that was to be well known. And once they finally aired, you had already established yourself, and so they had something to latch onto, and it just helped build your fan base instead of not build it. So I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. It makes sense. The show must go on. It's like you said, once it's over, the next one is already up and preparing for the next season. So it's what you do after that's
Well,
going to either make or break you.
yeah, and I think that it's like a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's not easy. Like I have to go and book these shows myself, build a band myself, build the set list myself, call the venue, ask them what I need to bring. If I need to bring a mic, if I need to bring it's like a lot of people aren't willing to do that. Some people just want to show up and sing, but there's
Yeah,
a lot more that goes into being a singer than just that. So just be prepared to
absolutely.
work, and if you're prepared to work, then you can do whatever you want, but you got to be a hard worker.
You got to be a hard worker. Everything takes hard work. Even though you got the
Yeah.
talent, it's still you still got to book the shows. You still got to get supporters. You got to build your fan base. It all takes work.
Yeah.
So I hear
Yep.
you 110%. So let me ask you a question about I was going to ask you about music. You got any new music that you're working on right now?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm actually working with I don't really know what all I can say because I've been doing a lot of
Well,
stuff
don't
behind the
release it all. If
scenes.
you, I don't want to get you in trouble now.
Yeah, but I mean, if anyone's noticed, like I had to take down all of my music from my streaming platforms recently because I've got some new stuff in the works. So that's one reason why I'm in LA. I'm talking to new management and I'm trying to figure out what this next step is going to be. But
Yeah.
I think that all of my dreams are about to come
Well,
true.
that's
Yeah.
amazing, man.
I'm just,
That's amazing.
yeah.
I
And
wish you
then,
the best too, bro.
yeah, we'll see.
I
Thank you.
see the drive, the determination, and you speak the truth, and people need to hear the truth. That it's not just jumping on a horse and riding off into the sunset. You got to work. It's gonna take hard work. You gotta get your feet dirty. You get your hands dirty. Every once in a while, you got to get your back dirty. In order to
Right.
achieve your dreams. And so I do wish you the best, and I hope it comes soon, man. I really do.
Me
But one
too.
of the things that I would like, if you got a second, is there any way that we might be able to hear what you have in store, like a little something something? I know there's a couple people that
A little
told me
tune.
there was a couple people that were like, "Yo, we got to hear it. We got to hear him sing something." I mean, we see the TikToks, we see, the Insta, but how is he live though? Is he the truth live?
Oh Lord. Okay, I know. I was like, if I could, I'd pull out my guitar and play y'all song. But I guess I can do a little acapella moment. I'll do the I'll do. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. A neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please be my neighbor?
Man,
Mr. Rogers.
y'all, check this. He is sitting in his car, waiting for his
My
B and
AirPods.
B. No mic, just straight on the phone. That's what we got, and that's what you get right there. So imagine if he's got all his bells and whistles. How amazing it's going to be. I mean, phenomenal voice, bro. Like I said it once, I'll say it
Thank you.
again. You got so much talent, and I'm excited for what's to come. I got a question real quick before we quit. Um, how much support have you been getting from, Mackenzie and Holly? Obviously, if y'all don't know Holly Forbes, they went to school together, and Holly Forbes is in the top 13 right now on The Voice, doing extremely well. Mackenzie was on The Voice as well. She's doing amazing with her, her journey right now as well. I seen your guys' little duet. I posted a little bit of it. Gotta let people know. And
Yeah.
yeah, how's the support been?
It's, I mean, it's really insane that me and Holly and Mackenzie too, all three of us have the same mentor back in Kentucky. So it's really funny. It makes him look really good. I think he loves it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I love that. I love that a lot. And they're both just the sweetest. And Mackenzie, I've been like playing some guitar for her and singing backup for her a little bit. She's been taking me to a few different shows. I just booked a couple more, so I'll be playing with her 2 or 3 shows in December. I just booked those like 2 or 3 days ago. So,
nice.
they're keeping me busy, and as long
Yeah,
as I'm being busy and doing my thing, then I'm happy. So,
absolutely.
yeah, it's really good. It's important to have that for sure,
That's
for
cool. That's
sure.
cool. And I seen that you and Holly, Holly seen you performing, and she came and you guys took a picture together and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Holly. I
Oh, that was so
wish her well.
sweet.
Wish her well in The
Oh
Voice.
yes, I'll tell her you said hey.
Yeah. But so what's next, man? What you got anything planned for 2022? Can we expect an album coming? Maybe.
Okay, my goal is to have at least, yeah, I don't know about a full album, but we got a couple songs
Okay.
on the way. And yeah, if anyone's in the LA area, I'm playing at the Hotel Cafe on Tuesday, 7
Tuesday.
o'clock. It's going to be a great show. It's a full 45-minute set, acoustic, unplugged. It's just going to be very raw, and it's going to be great. So I'm excited for that. And then,
Cool.
yeah, I got a bunch of shows coming up. So if anyone wants to see me live, I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to be in New York in December, Miami in December, Nashville, probably here again.
Busy.
So anywhere you want me, I'll come play.
So
Portland, Seattle, I don't care. I'll be there.
drop. Yeah, you can come to Seattle anytime. Let me know. I'll make sure that you got a crowd.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Woo. All
Hey,
right.
so why don't you drop your information? So if anybody wanted to come and check you out, maybe on Insta, know you got a YouTube page as well. Can you drop all that stuff to
Oh.
the people that are listening?
Yeah, all of my social media is at Zach. So it's like YOUKNOWZACH.
Awesome, awesome.
Zach.
Well, Zach, man,
It's pretty much all of my stuff. Yeah.
you're phenomenal, bro. Like, keep doing what you're doing. I love your attitude about this thing. I think you got what it takes, and I'm excited for what's to come. I'm definitely gonna be listening. I mean, I've been listening ever since that first. I don't even know if you remember the one that I'm talking about. Remember that guy made it? He made a beat, and he's just sitting there,
Hmm.
and I can't even do the riff you did. It was so sick.
Oh, it's a song. Only
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that
I
one.
was like, bro.
Yeah, that one went viral.
I was like,
I was like,
what just happened?
dude, TikTok has been crazy because I've met like out here in LA, I've already met like several people that I only know through TikTok or Instagram, and
Yeah,
now they're like some of my close friends out here. So social media, it's about how you work it,
yeah,
okay? Like, yeah,
absolutely.
you got to do what you got to do and make those connections and actually go meet these people because they're going to end up being like some of your biggest fans and some of your only friends
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
now until you establish something out here. But yeah, dude, like I played a show this week in Nashville. My backup singers they're just amazing. They're some of my closest friends, but we met through TikTok and they live in
Wow,
Nashville and now they sing backup for me at like all my shows. So
wow, that's
yeah,
awesome.
dude, just I would say, and they shot their shot like they messaged me and was like, "Yo, we're in Nashville. We want to sing with you," and they're amazing. So it's like, yeah, shoot your shot on these
Let's
social
go.
media apps. You never know.
Absolutely. Well, hey man, I do appreciate you for jumping on Circle Talk with me today. We had a great conversation. I
Yes.
think we're gonna have to do this again because I really would like to do a what's next, what's going on with you in 2022, and see how everything's been going just to catch up, man. I think you're an amazing person. Stay the course.
Oh,
Don't
thanks.
ever let anybody tell you can't do it because You already know what it is. You got the talent, bro. You got it. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you. No, I would be happy to. Yeah, we can do this again shortly, and hopefully we'll have some good stuff.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
absolutely.
Y'all just keep me in your thoughts and
We
send me
will do
all
that.
the good vibes because I'm working hard, and I just want to make sure whatever is next, I really want it to be greatness, and I'm not settling for anything less than the best. So y'all just know that,
All right.
trust it.
We'll definitely be listening because you got it, and we love your style and your direction. I
Thanks.
mean, you're a fun guy, and the voice is phenomenal. So keep working,
Thank you.
and we'll keep listening. All right. So guys, on behalf
All
of the
right.
circle, thank you so much. It's your guy DH. Zach Day in the building. Make sure you guys go and check out his music page. He's on all platforms. You know Zach, right?
You know Zach,
You know
exactly.
Zach. Go and check him out. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye.
Later.